Welcome to the official Annihilation video tutorial. My name's Royal, and today I'll be showing you the basics that you're going to need to know to play the game. We'll start off simple. First of all, there are 4 teams on the map: red team, yellow team, blue team, and green team. Each team occupies a section of the map, or a corner. Also belonging to each team is what's called a Nexus. The main goal of the game is to destroy each of the other 3 teams' Nexuses and be the last team standing. Once a team's Nexus is destroyed, the team loses and is out of the game. The players on that team are still allowed to continue playing, but can no longer respawn, so keep an eye out for rogue players. The Nexus is represented by an endstone block located in each of the team's bases. It can be damaged by mining it with a pick. Each time it is mined, it loses 1 health. The health of each team's Nexus is shown in the box at the middle right side of the screen. The entire game is broken down into what's called phases, each phase being 10 minutes long and bringing new and exciting mechanics to the game mode as time progresses. At the moment, the first 3 phases are the only ones that affect the game. Of course, this will change in the future. During phase 1, each team's Nexus is invincible for the full 10-minute duration, allowing players to gear up and also to prevent Zerg rush tactics. At the start of phase 2, each Nexus loses its invincibility and becomes open to player-inflicted damage. This phase is thought of as a battle phase, where players begin the major combat and get involved in large-scale battles. Phase 3 is probably the most important phase of the entire game. It is at this point that diamonds will spawn at the center of the map. Teams will compete to gain control of this area for reason of better weapons and armor, as it is the most important part of the map aside from your own base. Now let's talk about exactly how the game is going to be played. Once you pick a server and enter the lobby, you will be provided with a feather. Right-click with the feather in your hand to open up a list of classes. Depending on which class you choose affects what kind of buffs and special powers you will gain control of once the game starts. After you've chosen your class and the game begins, you will need to collect resources for crafting armor and weapons that you will use to fight the opposing teams. There are several areas for you to collect the resources necessary to actually get involved in the game: the coal mine, the iron mine, the gold mine, the emerald mine, the redstone mine, and various other locations for you to gather some things that you might need, like wood, food, or lava. Don't worry, these resources regenerate, so you won't run out. Once mined, these ores will turn into cobblestone. After a few seconds, the cobblestone will turn back into the ore you had mined previously, and yet again be available for use. All of the ores on the map function like this, so don't worry about running out. Each team also has their own mines with their own resources, so don't worry about competing for basic materials either. There's one more aspect of the game I'd like to go over: boss mobs. There are 2 separate bosses on the map that, when killed, drop game-changing legendary gear: Furwen, the Golem of Fire, and Kalariel, the Golem of Ice. Upon death, a chest will spawn in the boss's arena containing any sort of loot. At the moment, there is a 100% chance for a single legendary weapon to drop, but remember, this loot mechanic will probably change in the future. These weapons are major game changers, and in the hands of a player, can change the outcome of a team battle entirely. A 30 versus 20 player battle can be turned around completely if a legendary is in the right hands. After 10 minutes, a killed boss will respawn for you to brutally murder again. He was just sitting there, minding his own business, enjoying life, but you get good gear out of it, so who cares, right? And lastly, the shops. The shops are there for you to buy anything from a bow and arrows to a magical item for you to use in combat. The currency system is very simple. Only gold ingots are required to purchase items in the shop. Thank you for watching the official guide on how to play Annihilation. Remember that any of the details mentioned in this video are subject to change, as Annihilation is an alpha and is still being worked on. If you want to keep up with updates and changes to Annihilation, or just want to watch further content on the game type, subscribe to this channel or visit the Shotbow website. Remember to follow Highlife and Laser Tester at their Twitter for more Shotbow content. Links are down below. Thank you, Saunders, for making an awesome game type, and remember, destroy or be destroyed.